Oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exiling, until the Son of God
comes from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 2. Now after the wise men had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt and remain there. So I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. "Out of Egypt I have called my son." When Herod saw they had been tricked by the wise men, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in and around Bethlehem, who were 2 years old or younger, according to the time when he had heard from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing in loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled, because they are no more. When Herod died, the angel of the Lord suddenly appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel. For those who are seeking the child's life are dead." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was ruling over Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And after being warned in a dream, he went away to the district of Galilee. There he made his home in a town called Nazareth, so that what had been spoken through the prophet might be fulfilled. He will be called a Nazarene. This is the word of God, the people of God. Thanks be to God. You ever have a friend that seems to move a lot? So they're always calling you because you own a van and they can haul stuff around in it. That's my best friend, Wally. I've helped Wally move so many times, I've literally lost count. But every time he calls me, he says, "Ed, I gotta move. I'll buy you pizza." I say yes, because what can you do? A few years ago, I had to help him move into his parents' house for a little while. His roommate at the time wanted to break lease, and he hadn't had a chance to find a new apartment yet. So I drove over, we put all his stuff in the back of my minivan, we drove to his house, and we walked in. And as we're hauling box after box through the house, you had to be very careful, because right by the front door was their family Christmas tree. And if you weren't careful, you would get caught on it, and it would tear at your clothes, or you'd tip it, and his dad would yell at you. And I said to Wally's mom, "You know, Mrs. Wallace, November 3rd is kind of early to put up a Christmas tree, don't you think? I mean, we put our Christmas tree up right after Thanksgiving." And she said, "Oh, Ed, we feel it's never too early to begin celebrating." And I did what you do when your best friend's mom tells you something. You just nod and go, "Okay." And we kept hauling boxes. Then in July, I got a call again from Wally that he found a new apartment and he needed help moving out of his parents' place to the new place. So I walk in, and the first thing I do is I get my shirt hung up on the Christmas tree. It's right by the front door. And I say, "Oh, come on. I have heard of Christmas in July, but really I draw the line here." And Mrs. Wallace looked at me and said, "Well, we never really took it down. It didn't feel right taking the tree down this year." Who am I to argue? Because I don't know about you, I don't really like undecorating the house, do you? That's why there's so many people out there who, though they should be taking down all the lights off their house, will leave the lights up till about when it gets warmer. July, August, September, and then put them back up. The church will be undecorating come next week after Epiphany, when the Christmas season is truly over and we take the lights down. After that, in the church, we say, Christmas is over, Christmas came and went, and most of us will get back to the way things were. Back to normal. Like, just because we put the Christmas trees in our basement, things could ever really be normal again. See, that's what's happening in today's reading. Christmas is over. Jesus had been born. He was born in a barn, laid in a manger, in the village of Bethlehem. There were choirs of angels, a star, all that jazz. That happened a while ago. Long since, the shepherds have come and gone back to their flocks. The Magi stopped by, dropped off their presents, and left. Christmas came. Now it's over. Things would go back to normal. Then there's Mary and Joseph. This wasn't normal for them. They didn't live in Bethlehem. They were only there because of the census and because Joseph's family is originally from there. Now that the baby is old enough to travel, they're probably getting really tired of awkward conversations about whether or not the baby has his father's eyes or nose. And they just want to go back home. Reclaim the normalcy. Just get things back to the way they were. But getting back to the way things were, well, that's impossible for them. Partially because of Herod. Herod wants to murder the Christ child. There's no way around it. Herod wants to kill the baby. And when he's angry, he kills every single child in the city instead. So they flee not to Galilee, but to Egypt. And it's kind of ironic. Egypt is not a place of safety. For their ancestors, that was the place they were enslaved. That's the place they would do anything to avoid. But now Egypt, the land of enslavement, is safer than their home under King Herod. So they have to leave. But even if Herod wasn't out to kill them, they still couldn't go back to normal because now they have a son. They have seen angels. They have seen wise men that they've never met come in and say, your son is the King of Israel, King of the Jews. They've seen miracles take place. They know the prophecies. For them, nothing could ever be the same anymore. Their world has been completely and utterly changed. And friends, I also believe the world of the shepherds and the Magi have been changed too. Yes, the shepherds went back to their flocks, but they saw choirs of angels sing. That terrifying sight must have stayed with them. Yes, the Magi took the long way back home, but they saw a newborn king, not in the palace of Herod, but in the small village of Bethlehem. They saw wonders too, and they were changed. For the shepherds, for the Holy Family, for the Magi, Christmas came, but it never went. Christmas is a wonderful time. I love Christmas time. There's magic in the air around Christmas. There's these lights, there's decorations, there's candles. You have this joy that you must express. That's why a lot of charities get their most funding done during the Christmas time. In December, most charities meet their budget through giving alone. They are given more clothes, more food, more money, more volunteer hours than any other time of the year combined. That's why in December you see the Red Salvation Army buckets and not in September. Then comes January. Christmas is over. Suddenly the donations drop. Volunteers disappear. Church attendances drop. Suddenly everything goes back to the way it was. Everything becomes the way it was. It becomes normal again. Decorations are put away. Christmas is over. Let's get back to business as usual. But friends, when we do this, when we say we can go back to the way things were, what we're saying then is that Christmas is just a day on the calendar. That Christmas is nothing more than a square with a 25 in the middle of it. Like there's only a finite amount of Christmas in our lives, and once it's reached, it's time to move on. But friends, there can be nothing further than the truth, because Christmas is not just a holiday. Christmas is a moment in history. Once, a couple thousand years ago, there was a birth of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, God the Son incarnate in flesh. Our Savior was born. Christ has come. Nothing can ever be the same again. The world had been changed. There's no going back. And that, so have we. We have been changed. For Christ's birth brought to the world hope, love, peace, joy. And when we have Christ in our lives, when we have accepted Christ in our hearts, we have experienced our own Christmas, the birth of Christ in our lives. And we too have received a true hope, a true joy, a complete love, a complete peace. Not just on December 25th, but every single day. Fact is, Christmas is not just a day on the calendar. Christmas is an event in our lives that changes us completely. On Christmas, we and the world receive Jesus Christ. Literally, the world was changed. When we receive Christ in our lives, our worlds have been changed. We can never be the same again. I'm not going to lie, though, it can be scary at times. Being a Christian, having Christ in your heart, living Christmas every day is not a ticket to Easy Street. It's not a smooth journey. I wish it was, but it's not. Because we still live in the world, and the world loves throwing us curveballs. And when it does, when we have to grieve a loss, when we're sitting with our friends and sadness seems to take hold, when the world seems too dark, the valley too deep, well, we have a promise that was made in the text today. Mary and Joseph just found out that someone wants to murder their child. Murder their newborn baby. They just found out that the country that they should feel safest in is the most dangerous, and the country that they should feel the most afraid of is the safest. And they go, because they trust in God. They don't know how long, just until they're told to come home. They trust in God. They follow God, and God provides for them. And before you think, well, yeah, it was easy for Mary and Joseph because they had God the Son. Nothing could happen to God the Son. God provided for the Magi. God guided the Magi. The entire Bible is filled with story again and again of God walking with, guiding, saving, and providing for God's children. And we're all God's children. We can always rely on God. We can always count on God to walk with us, strengthen us when we're weak, Lift us up when we fall. Comfort us when sorrow strikes us down. God will always be with us, always, not just on Christmas, but every single day. There will come a time when we have to put up the decorations. When the neighbors complain about your lights being on far too long. We all have a day we have planned when we'll just put it all away. Maybe tomorrow. Or next week if we're feeling like it. Next month at the latest, right? Christmas, the holiday, is over. But that doesn't mean we can go back to the way things were. We can't go back to normal. Because normal in the world is to look out for yourself. Normal in the world is to care only for yourself. Normal is to live for the material things. Normal is to have things that are almost but not quite enough. Instead, we're called to live for more. We're called to live every day with hope, joy, peace, and love. Those 4 Advent candles are to live in our souls every day, just like Christ lives in our hearts every day. And as the praise band comes forward to sing our final songs, I invite to remind you, Christmas has come, Christ has been born. Christ will never leave us. Maybe those people that leave their Christmas tree up through the summer have the right idea. Christmas isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle. Every day we live out the lessons of Christmas that Christ taught us. Because every single day, we have the greatest gift that was ever given. We have the Prince of Peace. We have Emmanuel, God with us. We have hope, peace, love, joy. We have Jesus Christ, born for us, so that we may not die but know everlasting life, so that we may be forgiven. And that is a gift worth sharing every single day. Amen.
Please rise and join us.
Oh
Thank you all making this worship possible today. Thank you, sound crew. Thank you, praise band. I pray you all go from here and have a restful Sabbath. Until next year, see this blessing. Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift his countenance upon you. May God give you peace. Amen.
And take points out of